Um, my medicine is singing. I did it a lot when I was a little kid, and then I went through puberty, and then I was shunned for it, so I stopped singing when my voice changed. Um, and I recently picked it back up, and it's kind of started to evolve over the last, like, month a lot, where I'm really getting, like, my own sound, and yeah, that feels like medicine for me.
I think I need like traveling is a medicine. It's really cool to be experiencing other things, but I need to find new medicine. I think that I am letting myself um like feel anxious about things and feel pressured. I always like to let things flow, but I am feeling some like pressure, and I would like to find more medicine in my life to release the pressure. Bear. How about you, Morgan?
My brain's getting hung up on a little bit of like the word new because it's like medicine in relationship and all of that is very much a part of my day to day life. I was like, what's the new showing up right now? Um, and I think, yeah, I think it's kink actually. I'm getting more involved in the kink community and learning about people's ways that like different relationship dynamics and also like different ways that bodies receive impact and feel constraints. Um, Getting to explore that with more depth has been really cool and revelatory in my relationships too. So I'd say that's probably the newer one.
Wow, super interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I will share my screen and then we can start talking about the Graviton training. Um, yeah, other thing that I wanted to mention is that since we have been like moving the starting date, now I'm proposing to start the 24th of May. This has the intention of still having like a month to prepare the training, but also has the other intention that we can benefit of these um, gatherings that will happen in May and continue inviting people to the Graviton trainings. As I understand, there will be an event where Lynn and Jeremy will be participating the 19th of May in Brussels. So I hope that they can continue inviting and talking about gravity in that event, and then we can start the 24th of May. Hopefully we can post this maybe uh, ideally the 3rd of May, and if too late, the 10th of May. But yeah, it will mean that we will still have like 1 or 2 weeks to post this. And as I was saying to Aloysius before, there are 2 sessions that aren't still like defined. So yeah, I want to ask, what do you think we should do? And also, tomorrow I will be talking with one of the people who um, is going to suggest um, w- what does they prefer to be done with their session. So, um, including some of the changes we did last week. The first session will be done by Lean, and we will have an inclusive welcome, a contextualization about the training, and we will be doing an identification of teams that also needs to be a work done prior to the training, that we can identify teams like which people are from which DAO, and trying to make teams to have like a better control of the group. And she will be talking about what is deep democracy, and a little bit of the things that we have been seeing in the book, in the book club, of who do we choose to be. Yeah, then I will be the second one in the second session. Jeremy will have the third session. Loif will have the fourth session. Durgadas will have the fifth session. And here is Ignacio. And he was someone who I met, and I was really amazed by his knowledge and experience related to organizational psychology. And he was talking about this framework called PERMA, that for me was very interesting. And I extended the invitation for him to be a facilitator, but I haven't been having like the proper response or the proper confirmation. So I talked with him. Well, I didn't talk with him. I messaged him and I told him like that we are still waiting for the confirmation, and that if we don't receive the confirmation, we will have to have like a contingency plan. Um, and that's something that I am opening here for suggestions or for ideas. Then we will have Morgan, and even we can place Morgan now in section number 6. Um, then we will have Didan with a practice of nonviolent communication, and Levy is the other one who, since last session, she said that she would prefer other people to take that session about culture, but we will have a meeting. A meeting tomorrow to see who would she prefer, or who would she suggest to take that session.
Hey, Juan.
Yeah.
And you're talking to Livy. Is it that she doesn't want to present by herself, or is that she doesn't want to present at all? Like, would she feel more comfortable like teaming it?
I think that she would prefer other people, other person to take it. That's what I heard, but she's also willing to help us find the person. For Ignacio's session, I was also thinking about Manu. That he did a really good presentation about leadership, but we should like text him to let him be prepared if we choose him, and also that the suggestion that we have been receiving is to try to make like a little practice within the sessions. So not only like talking about leadership, but some practice that we can have within the session. Yeah, this is like the two sessions that we are not very well defined. This session that would be either psychology or leadership, and the session about culture that Livy is going to help us find another one. So, what do you think?
I have a few ideas. One being, I'm curious because there's going to be up to 80 folks participating. I'm wondering if we could use the first session just for like culture setting and getting to know one another without expecting any content to be presented on. And then Lean could do a full session on deep democracy as one of the other sessions. And Ella and I were kind of brainstorming. I sent you a message about this one around like how any of us that really enjoy the like setting of cultural norms and want to make sure we were like emphasizing accessibility principles and all of that in the first session, maybe giving folks time to break out and get to know one another so there's like a relational link that happens pretty instantaneously, and then folks will feel a little bit more like engaged and like relationally connected to make sure that they come back to the next session. So that would help us at least cover one of the empty sessions. My other thought that just happened right now, I'm happy to go more into what I just said, but that's kind of like intro idea. Is Aloe, I'm curious actually about Yaz for culture and leadership. Yaz has been somebody that is no longer with SourceCred, but did an incredible job doing a lot of culture building and leadership building within SourceCred, and is an incredible facilitator. Ooh, something just broke in my kitchen. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that, Aloe?
Maybe. I think Yaz is great. So it would be up to their like capacity and openness to doing something in a community that they haven't been in before.
Yeah, true. And it's spelled Yaz with a Y, like a Y-A-Z.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Um, I also like this idea of maybe having the first session being a really inclusive welcome, not having just one facilitator, but maybe it can be Lean, Jeremy, myself, and um, yeah, you guys that are like the group that have been coordinating this activity. Maybe we can be like have a very inclusive first session, and then we can have Lean having a proper session about deep democracy instead of like trying to mix various things in one call. So I like that.
Yeah, I would definitely want to be involved in that first session, for sure.
Perfect. Then let's do that. I think that would be really beautiful.
And Aloe had some really kick-ass ideas about making sure that they got to present on the different hand signals that are helpful for accessibility, and some of the other principles that they manage so well.
Accessibility.
Uh-huh.
Perfect. Okay, so this first session is going to be an inclusive welcome with collaborative or collective leadership, collective facilitation.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Bianca.
I got here late. I was finishing another call.
Don't worry. And hello, Iconoclast. How are you? We are talking about the Graviton training that we are trying to finish the study plan so that we can post it. And yeah, we were just talking that Lean was going to have like the facilitation of the first session, but she was going to have like two sessions in one because she was going to make a contextualization and also talk about deep democracy. But what we're talking now is that we will make like a collective facilitation for the first session to make like a breakout, ice breaking, talking about accessibility, making an inclusive welcome and contextualization, and getting to know the people and identifying teams. And then Lean can have a proper session about deep democracy later on.
Hello, looks cool. When will the first session be?
We are thinking to start the 24th of May. 24th of May. But all these dates are also flexible because what is important is to be able to have like a month to make marketing of the training, and also for the people to prepare on the readings and the content for the sessions.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Okay. So I really liked that idea of making the first session being an inclusive welcome and culture setting. Breakout, ice breaking, and expectation setting. Perfect. That's also somehow what we have here in Durgada's design, where the first stage is the expectation settings. So we will have like this order in the first session. To promote safety, a safe environment and a secure environment for all the people. And as you said, Morgan, that maybe when people feel that they are comfortable with the group, they might stay for the next sessions. Also, I had this other question that I wanted to ask with you. This is the open call for the people to register in the training, and I wanted to ask DAOs where I contribute, but also I don't know if it's good to have like the public address or to request it. What do you think about it?
No, we don't need that. Aloysius and I, we're gonna do a secret word
Okay,
for it.
that's perfect then.
We're gonna share a secret word in the end of this call, and you guys can mind your prep for this coordination call. Yay! That
Okay, that's
we're
perfect.
gonna distribute today to try.
Oh, okay. Then this is perfect. This is better because there's is less information that we have available for people with bad intentions. And then what would be important for us would be the DAOs where people contribute, so that we can make like teams of people who participate in the same DAOs, and to have like study groups, and also for them to know each other, to know that they are people who have like the same interest as they have. So do you think this is the only question that is relevant? That's where I contribute, or to rephrase this, how would be the right way to ask about it?
I think I would say DAOs that I participate.
I would say it's kind of different because, for example, now I'm here participating, but it's the first time I've been in Gravity calls, so I wouldn't say I'm contributing yet.
Um, how can we make this question?
I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
You couldn't hear Barry's response?
Yeah.
Maybe it's DAOs I contribute to or DAOs I collaborate with.
Are you saying a POAP for a DAO that attends? Because then the individual person doesn't have a POAP in their wallet. Is that what we're talking about? I'm just a little confused.
No, is that as we will have like 80 people, we want to have like subgroups for having like more easy management, and maybe saying like, okay, we are going to do breakout rooms and you're going to go with the people who participate in your same DAO, or we can say you're going to meet with people who are not in your subgroup.
It's also a pretty good
Mm,
idea to. Oh, sorry for interrupting you, Ella.
I was just humming. Go ahead.
It also is kind of cool for us to be able to map our reach if we ask where folks are participating.
Yes.
Yeah. So then we know what our map is.
So this would be the three questions that are relevant: the name, the Discord handles, and DAOs where I contribute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either DAOs where I contribute or DAOs I contribute to wrap it up.
To contribute to, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, well, I really liked this solution of having the first session being not so content heavy,
Yeah.
and then giving Lean a proper session. But we are still pending on Ignacio and on Levy. But now we have more than what we need, so it's better to have more than to have less.
Especially if
And
somebody ends up not being able to present, you got backup.
okay, and also I wanted you to invite you guys um, to participate in this umbrella initiative that is the conflict management efforts that they are leading in Aragon, and they will need people to support the team that they are building. And I am joining some of these meetings, but it would be really cool to participate, not only me as an individual, but to participate as Gravity as a group, and that you know that you are always invited to participate in these calls. Also, this umbrella initiative will have funding, so it's another opportunity to be rewarded by supporting Gravity, not only within the initial budget that we have from the TC, but also from the budget and the collaboration we do with other organizations. They are having two
And
calls on Tuesdays.
what time? What time zone?
I will send them, and also will send the invite for the Aragon Discord. And
Is
it's
Daniello there?
who?
Daniello?
Yes.
Sweet.
Okay. Aragon. I am going to send the invite. Aragon, like, for me, has been since a long time one of the coolest communities and one of the biggest communities. So it's for me really cool to be working with them. And last Friday we had an AMA with some of the people there, and they are super into um, talking about conflict management. They feel that they have a lot to do in that sense. So any way we can help them, it would be super interesting and well received. I am sending on the Gravity text channel the invitation for the Aragon Discord, but I will also send um, the calendar invite for the calls on Tuesdays.
Are you dropping that in the Gravity channel?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
but I will also describe how is the deal we've made with them, and they are going to give Gravity 6,000 DAI to help them set up your organizational policies for specific conflict situations. These I will be leading with them some sessions to try to see what do they see that is a small conflict, what do they see that is a medium conflict, what do they see that is a big conflict, and what are some transformational actions that they can consider for each. Also, here we call this a tailored Graviton training, but what we will do is that we will have not like the same structure of the Graviton training as we have been planning right now, but more as a 10 sessions of practice. It will be more related to a practice group, to a role play, but we will also be facilitating that, and we will be supporting the development of their own umbrella proposal with support to the mediators in the cases that they have. So, like, if you want to support in this initiative, there are also funds that we can give to this. So, and we need leadership in this. So if you say, okay, Juan, you can DM me and hey Juan, I want to collaborate in the umbrella initiative. We can like make a planning of how many hours do you think that you will spend on this and what will be the desired impact that you want to have, and yeah, we can design a bounty for this. What do you think about this? It's our first iteration out of the TC, and it's like someone who is trying to see us as experts, for us to help us structure something as what we have here.
I think it's neat. I know the community from like just hearing about them from people who have had bad experiences in them. I've heard a lot of stories about people getting kicked out or leaving because of the way they like handle things and do stuff. So I'm like excited about the idea that they're being serious about like finding tools for themselves to be better with relating with people. So I find this super exciting.
Yeah, I also told them that I would invite all the group to join some of their calls. That it's not me. I am just one individual inside a group, but as we are a really decentralized group, I know that any all of us can have a unique impact with them. So and I am going to find the invite for the calls. There.
What is the Aragon network about? This is the first time I've heard about them.
Oh, they're amazing. They are like a framework for DAOs. Like all DAOs, at least in XDAI, they made a fork of Aragon, and it's like an engine for DAOs. It's super, super, super cool. Hey,
It was,
Durgadas.
no? I think it
Sorry,
was the
Proclus.
very first DAO framework, like way back in 3 years ago.
I can look it up in a little bit, but and share their video. They have like a really cool video that everybody likes about changing the world. I can share that later.
Like you can see here, like Aragon, and they have like different solutions, and like the Aragon court, um, Aragon voice that is voting, optimistic governance, and DAO deployment platform. And here, like create your DAO and create an organization, and you
Cool.
can see existing organizations. And like, yeah, we actually have this fork of Aragon in XDAI, and that's what we are using for a lot of DAOs that are in XDAI, like One Hive or the TEC.
What do you mean by fork?
Fork is that all this is open source software, so they really like just deployed the code in another network,
Oh,
because Aragon is in mainnet, and you know that like adds a lot of gas and makes all transactions very costly. But what we do by forking Aragon, you can see like here is in XDAI, and this allows us to have like the exact same toolings that they have in mainnet, but in XDAI. So yeah, they are really top of the technology, and really a really big community that has been over 3 or 4 years running. So it's really cool that they are looking to us for helping them in this initiative. And Durgadas, I was telling that I was inviting you, and I am inviting you, all of you, to bring support to this iteration that we are having with Aragon regarding the umbrella proposal, where yeah, they are trying to design the conflict management for this organization, and that they have calls on Tuesdays, and that they have invited us to participate. So I am going to send some of the schedules of the invites.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm super down for that. I've been in the first call of the rainbow, the umbrella team. I don't know why I say rainbow. I'm just super tired. Sorry. The umbrella. But yeah, count on me for that. It's just they have two calls for the same thing, and then one is US friendly and another one that's Europe friendly. So I don't know how it's gonna be, because I don't know how that's gonna work, because then they're gonna talk different things in both calls. How they're gonna sync that.
No, I think it's going to be like a similar call, but for different people, because one is for Europe friendly time and the other one is US friendly time. So as I know that most of you are in US friendly times, I will be sending the US friendly time invite. But I am really bad at
I can do that if
understanding.
you want.
Yeah, yeah. Can you send it, please, in the Gravity channel, Bianca?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, and also the last thing that I wanted to talk about is something that we have been working with Bear for some weeks, and is that we know that we have a value proposition, but we haven't done properly like a financial plan. and he is willing to support us on this business development side. So he was working making some matrix that it would be really cool if he presents, to see if we want to take this direction, and if we see that this is something that will be really valuable for the growth of our project. You want to talk about it, Bear?
Yes. I mean, it's loading. Yes. Okay.
I do know that Omega is doing a working styles research. So I don't know if you're aware of that, but Can I make a suggestion? Seems like what we might want to do is to have a look at liberating structures and see if any particular liberating structures fit into the 6 things that you've listed here, right? So, like, in terms of inspiration, maybe there's a liberating structure that would, help with that, right? In terms of direction, so like I'm looking at the liberating structures cards here, so I can see that agreement and certainty matrix, categorizes challenges based on the matrix. So that might be you know, that might be something to do with a particular thing that you're talking about, right? Like 1, 2, 4 all is a way to kind of get to have everybody simultaneously engage in generating questions, so on and so on, right? So maybe that could also help to integrate and make more usable the liberating structures that we have been talking about. So that was well, we do have the Zen hub, right? That gives us the that part of it.
To me, this looks like just like a directory basically for storing kind of all the resources in one place. Like I see like as I listen to that, I like 60 to 80% of that is complete, and I can like imagine where all those files and things live. So is it kind of just like filling that all out so we've got it all? Like for instance, what was it? Our inspiration, I consider that just my interpretation is our inspiration is Ostrom's principles, is nonviolent communication, is liberating structures, is all the different like things that inspire us and feed into our work, deep democracy. And yeah, does that sound kind of like what that's, I don't know. Gotcha. Okay.
I heard that Durgas wanted to say something, but yeah, what I think is that we have to see ourselves also more or less like a startup, and yeah, we received some initial funding from the TC, but now we have to become self-sustainable and be able to have that our operations are covered by our revenue streams. And I think that it's really good that um, we can have like these frameworks, and maybe we can have like some collaborative sessions to do all this. But for me, it's really important because it's also something that we did in the TEC, like what is our mission, vision, and values, and maybe yeah, we can have like different understandings or different ways of expressing the same, but it would be really good to say like, okay, this is Gravity's mission, as the same way that we say like the TC has a mission that is helping to develop a socioeconomic um, um, projects all over the world. So yeah, I think it's good to have like a this vision mission, also to have like a clear here which are the people who is participating. Also, I like here where you have like revenue ideas. I think it would be really cool if we can have multiple revenue ideas, like making events, like collaboration with artists for NFT raffles, maybe selling some tickets, maybe some premium Gravity content, educational content, or some tier ticketing. Besides the creation of the economy with the token and all that, I think it's really good that we can see that there are multiple ways of finding revenue in the space, and that we should not say no to anyone, to anything.
I was just going to say that that looks an awful lot like this thing that I was talking about, right? So some of you have seen this graphic before, but I see I see a lot of that in this too, so but yeah, I find that we don't sit down and go, okay, well, what's our purpose here? Right from the beginning. We don't do a lot of that here. So I kind of wish we did. I also kind of wish we evaluated things according to systems like Cynefin and so on before we started going into things. Do you know what I mean? But typically we're just like, okay, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? What's happening today? What's the result of that thing you did? So I don't know that we're every time stopping and seeing where we are in terms of that. I think that's what the stewards do in the sprint, retrospectives and so on. So I'm hoping that they'll add the what, so what, now what kind of process from liberating structures to those retrospectives. Certainly in Gravity we can operate a little bit closer to things like that if we wanted to. Yeah, that's a tough thing when you come down into the middle of it. Do you know what I mean? It can be really challenging at first to figure out what's happening. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think that that maybe it would be good to plan some sessions to fill this out collectively, and to maybe do a voting round and all that to decide what is our vision, what is our mission, because all this is going to be super important for our DAOification process. And I feel like, okay, we are right now being born from the TEC, but we need to make our boundaries. We need to um see what is our direction, and how are we going to become sustainable. So all this, I think it's like a discussion that is just opening, that is just starting, but that is and will be super interesting for the direction of this project. I think that maybe once we are more ready with the study plan of the Graviton training, this will be something that will be super important for us. Also, thinking that maybe for all purposes like marketing purposes and stuff like that, it's super important to be able to have these vision, mission, values, and that can be the same for everyone, and a shared language and message that we can all repeat.
Yeah, I've often been saying that I feel like we should be using, you know, I mean, if you look closely inside of this this here, there are two different tracks, and I think we should be able to say, okay, what is it that we're deciding on? Is this something that's known, understood, and everything has got a ordered governing constraint to it? And that just means we're iterating at that point. Or are we trying to evolve this thing? So we need to go back into the complexity of stuff and make sure we have an enabling constraint, that's existing there, right? So, questions like this, are I think important in terms of decision making. Also, just to be able to, um, the what, so what, how, what, talk about things like the ladder of inference that you get, out of just this one liberating structure, right? So what I'm seeing is you basically putting in these six things into into there's six identical things in my mind. Do you know what I mean? So, but just so from where I sit, I kind of I saw what you're doing is something like the ladder of inference, right? So, you know, so yeah, so we have some of these structures, and that's why I like liberating structures so well. That's why I produce some of these complex graphics, and bring in Kinefin, so we can be like, well, because the action modes, are what matters in Kinefin, right? The action mode is what is it that we're supposed to be kind of looking at here in terms of this graphic seems a little bit funny, but from from my perspective, if I'm saying, okay, what I'm doing is simple, so my only job is to sense the situation, put it into a known bucket, and respond with a well-known solution, then that's simple, right? But do I need an expert? Well, if I need an expert, what I'm going to them for is to sense, analyze, and then respond with a plan. Do you know what I mean? And then, or are we doing something which is complex? So, the action mode means that there, you have to probe first and then sense and then respond. And then you get into things like wicked problems, which is a place where, wicked questions actually work in terms of, so, so then to understand, is hell breaking loose? Then we have to come up with something on the fly. Do you know what I mean? And so, but to be able to at least agree from the beginning about which thing it is that we're doing, is helpful. So I totally agree with that. I'm just saying that it's not so much. I'm not so much. Suggesting your thing is off. I'm saying that these things are embedded in some of the structures that we've been examining in terms of, um, liberating structures and Kinefin and other stuff that we've been talking about here for a fair bit. So I hope that's helpful in contextualizing your work. Yeah, thanks for that.
I also will propose that something that Bianca said, and is that I will try that next Wednesday we will have all the facilitators of the Graviton training in this call. That way we can have like consent on publishing, and once that we have this published, we can start moving on advertisement, marketing, and also preparing the teams and preparing the sessions. So yeah, I think that we can wrap up this call and also keep in contact for this next couple of days.
Do you want to send them a message? Nobody really answered my question over the chat. What do you think?
Yeah, I will have a meeting tomorrow with Livy and Ignacio. That is the other one who hasn't confirmed. With Morgan, we had this cool idea of having the first session being like a collective facilitation and like an introduction and contextualization, and then Lynn can have like a proper session talking about deep democracy. So the first session would be like more for the people to get to know each other, to feel comfortable, to get engaged, and then Lynn would have a proper session in the case that Ignacio doesn't respond. And I will have a meeting tomorrow with Livy. So yeah, we are moving, but let's try also to send this message for them to like, hey, please come to next Wednesday's call because we will have the consent to publish the Graviton training, and yeah.
Like separately on their DM on Monday, so it's closer to Wednesday.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, with that, we finish this call. Thank you for your time, for your presence, for your contribution, for your feedback. This is like a startup, and I want you to feel owners of this because we're starting and there's a lot of uncertainty on a lot of things, but there's a lot of clarity on others. And let's use the clarity to solve that complexity.
Are we meeting next Tuesday?
No, the practice groups are finished. So the meeting that would be next Tuesday would be the umbrella proposal meeting, and it's just good to get to know that team and to also see how can we support as a group.
Super. All right. See y'all next Wednesday for sure. Probably on
Yeah.
Tuesday.
See you next Wednesday, and also I will be DMing you and coordinating a sync with all of you.
Awesome. Take care,
See you
y'all.
later.
Take care. Ciao.
Bye.